The brain is the least understood organ, and yet is the very important organ because it literally runs our lives. Welcome to Mind Vault Podcast, where we unlock minds one story at a time. I'm your host, Dr. Clementine Mtshikwana, and I'm looking forward to having thought-provoking conversations that will help you and your loved ones with regards to mental wellness and building resilience. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mind Vault Podcast, where we continue to unlock minds one story at a time. And today we are going to be focusing on social work. Social work is important members of the multidisciplinary team in mental health, whether in hospital or outside of hospitals. And in my experience in the community, they are usually the first contact for patients seeking mental health services, and so they are the more accessible ones. And because we're still battling with the issues of stigma, people are still comfortable going to speak to the social worker because they might not necessarily at that point appreciate the severity of the condition, and they're just aware that something is not right, usually attributed to something that is happening at home, at work, at school, or wherever place we find ourselves in. And so they usually now go to the social work to help them, who then might be able to assist or even escalate if need be. And so today we have a social worker, and I'm going to introduce her by reading her bio. So our social worker today is Bathandwa Mtshikwana, who is a passionate social work professional whose mission is to empower and equip students to thrive and not merely to survive. She is committed in promoting mental health and student well-being through creative, intentional, and holistic interventions, which are cultivating emotional resilience, personal development, connection, and physical vitality beyond just the academic performance. She is also passionate about integrating her professional training in social work with her love for dance. I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. She gave rise to a Dance to Express, a therapeutic movement experience that she founded in her second year to help students manage academic pressure and life stresses. She felt its impact on her own mental health, academic performance, and the ability to process emotions. She has grown it into a tool for promoting mental health, combating isolation, and enhancing physical vitality in a safe, expressive environment. Her work creates spaces for young people to release, recharge, and to rise. Her core areas include student support, development, mental health awareness, mentorship, youth empowerment, and social development. And so that is a beautiful bio of Bathandwa. Bathandwa, thank you so much and welcome to Mind Vault Podcast.
Thank you so much, Doc, for having me. It is truly an honor.
So to take us through the interview today, can you please let us know who you are and what made you become a social worker?
Thank you for that question. My name is Bathandwa, as already highlighted. And what made me to pursue social work? This question would be posed a lot in first year, Doc.
Okay.
And, a lot of people would come with very inspirational answers, like I wanted to be a social worker because of this, that, and the other. But I was always falling under, the few people who would say, I didn't choose social work, it chose me.
Okay.
This is because in the bucket list of the things that I wanted to study, social work was not in that. I actually wanted to do law. That was one thing that I wanted to do. So I truly, truly believe that social work is by divine orchestration. I think we spoke about it a little bit in our chat earlier to say that it is a calling. It is a calling. It's not something that I would say I had always dreamed of wanting to be, but now that I am here in this field, I do not imagine myself being anywhere else. I don't think I would have chosen any better profession other than this one here. Yeah.
I can see the passion in your eyes. I don't doubt that this is not just a job for you. I can see how much you love it,
Sure.
So what are those things that makes you feel like this is what I was meant to be? What are those special experiences that lightens up your heart?
Sure. The impact and the transformation. For me, at the heart of the work that I do, it is to see individuals thrive and not merely survive. It is to see individuals really live to their full potential. So when I see that potential being lived out, it really, really, really does something to my heart. It does something to my heart. So for me, it's in seeing the students that I work with being transformed in the sessions that we have. I mean, with Dance to Express that we're going to tap into and talk about, a lot of students, some of them, when they entered into the class, they had a little bit of a hesitation, right? Because a lot of people don't want to join any dance group because they feel that they are not great dancers. Dance for a lot of people is something that it's for professionals. You have to be good. You have to do that gwara so great in order for you to join any dance group. So really taking that mentality away and seeing individuals tap into their unique essence and their unique expression and embracing the gift of movement that everyone has is truly something that inspires me and moves me in this profession.
That's beautiful. I can't help feel like there is something personal, about, and I think I read in your bio that you started the dance when you were a student.
Absolutely.
When you're doing your second year.
That's
Can we
right.
speak more about that? Because I can't help feel like this is also a bit personal for you.
Yes, it is. Absolutely, Doc. It's something that is very personal for me. So in first year, I'm going to start off with first year because that's how the journey unfolded, right? So in first year, I was a very focused student, logged in. I did not want to do anything else. I'm here to study and not to do anything else. But now, as the months progressed, as I got to see my results after writing exams, I would realize that no man, the effort that I put in studying and locking in is not reflecting in the outcome.
Wow.
And most of the time, I am so entrenched in just studying, but the outcome of my investment is not, coming out, right? Now, in second year, when Dance to Express started, it did not start as something like, hey, everyone, I am starting Dance to Express. It started randomly. I was just showing a friend of mine the genre that I enjoy at our, gym area at Res.
Yes.
And a few people entered and they were like, I want to learn that. So that's how the Dance to Express platform was established, by me showing a friend of mine the genre that I just enjoy, and then people coming in and wanting to be part of this, right? So that's how the classes started now. They really just grew. And truly, remember with my story in first year of my marks not really reflecting my investment. But when I did the Dance to Express sessions, I started to realize that, my goodness, there's an improvement in my performance.
Wow.
So at the end of it, what then came to my realization was that you cannot outsmart how you were wired. And where does this come from? A lot of times students have this mentality that in order for me to perform great, I have to continually log in, not do anything else. But remember, in order for your brain to function optimally, you have to engage in movement.
Yes.
You have to engage in, social interactions. You have to cultivate your mental health as well.
Yes.
So it was that for me. That's one thing that Dance to Express has taught me, that wow, Bathandwa, it is not only just about locking in. It's something that I always infiltrate in the students that I work with. That look, I appreciate your determination and your diligence to want to do great, but you cannot outsmart how you were wired. It is of utmost importance that you actually tap into these important aspect of your mental health in order for your brain to function optimally. So yes, Doc, that's how then I saw the improvement, even in the way that I interact with others. I saw a change in that. I saw a change in my performance. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's beautiful. If I may ask, which genre is that? Is it my piano genre?
Not
because which genre?
It's not my piano. It's Afrobeats. Afrobeats. Yes.
Okay. All
yes.
Right. So this is something that has also worked for you, and it has now become something that you are now offering to students. Can you take us through, maybe we should start with, where do you work and which kind of community do you work the most with?
Yes. So I am the support and mentoring support officer of the students.
Okay.
So what I do is I follow up on students and really just check their progress on how they are transitioning. The cluster that I work with is the renewables cluster.
Okay.
So this cluster focuses on students from disadvantaged backgrounds.
Okay.
So we fund them, right? Through the renewable energy, companies where they come from, in the rurals where they come from, right? So then my role is to support them in their transitions. You can imagine, Doc, you are from a disadvantaged area, you are a very sharp and capable student, but then you come to this big city, big university. One of the things that you experience that might be inevitable is an inferiority complex. Right?
Yeah.
Because probably you are a champion in your area, right? That's why you even got to be qualified or got access into this university. It is because you are diligent, you work hard, right? But then now you realize that, I'm not the only one in this big world. There's plenty of us, and now it is hard because you were the one back in your area where people would come to ask for help too. So now you have to be the one now who asks for help, and it's not something that you are used to. So can you imagine now that isolation? They start then, these students start to withdraw from really asking for help and reaching out. So
they struggle asking for help.
Yes, they struggle asking for help. So I come in as that support person, as that support body to encourage them that it is okay. This is a new path for you, and it is of utmost importance that you be kind to yourself and realize that we all start somewhere. We really understand that you did well for you to get here, but do understand that this is a new journey. So ask for help, reach out. It is okay to ask for help. Great. So yes, Doc, that's it.
All right, that is beautiful. And the thing is, in spite of them experiencing the big world, also there's an isolation. There's pressure, because most of them are the first ones to leave their areas to go into university, are the first one to leave their family.
Absolutely.
And so they also come with the pressure that I can't fail because I don't want to let my family down. And that pressure actually sometimes disturbs their progress. What other factors do you experience that these students coming from a certain environment are really struggling with, so that we can help them and normalize that it's okay to feel a bit overwhelmed. It's okay to feel like you are not as well spoken, because I remember thinking, okay, my English sounds different.
Doc? Yes.
So what are the other stuff that, the students typically tend to experience?
Anxiety.
Okay.
So a lot of anxiety, as you have highlighted, Doc, that they come with a burden to really want to do well.
Yeah.
And, just change the conditions back home,
Yeah.
So immediately when they encounter this new environment that is intimidating to them, that is threatening this dream that they have.
Yeah.
They then tend to think that, sure, is this even possible? I mentioned inferiority complex.
Yes, yeah.
And also just feelings of inadequacy, of whether or not I am enough to pursue and get this qualification.
Yeah.
We get a lot of that. Now with anxiety, I want to unpack that
Yes,
one.
please.
So you will find that when a student is writing perhaps a test or an exam for the first time, and they encounter this, complex question. Remember, it's your first time at university, right?
Yeah.
And you encounter this complex question. Now, they don't take it as, this is complex, this is difficult. Let me perhaps move on to the next and see if it aligns with what it is that I studied.
Yeah.
Already, when they look at that difficult question, it comes with a lot of questions. Oh my God, am I going to win this battle?
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to get this qualification?
Yeah.
So it then, I would say, stifle their progress to be able to tackle, the exam.
Yeah.
Holistically,
Okay,
so it stifles that capability to say, okay, this is a chunk of something that I don't understand, let me then tackle something else. So there's that really burden that is so heavy to want to succeed.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to really just tap out of that, because they just want to do well and give back at home. So what then we normally do around this anxiety is we give tools and strategies for them to be able to cope during exams. One of which that I always go to is just breathing exercises. You can never go wrong with breathing.
With breathing.
I know with me, I haven't taken a breath. I told you, Doc, that it's a bit anxious for me to be in this platform, because it's for the first time, which is okay. Yes. Nonetheless, literally going back to that exercise of breathing, taking a breath.
Yeah.
It is of utmost importance for you to be back to the present moment.
Great.
Yes. And also the sensory exercise, where you just look at what are the 5 things that you can see, what are the 4 things that you can touch, what are the 3 things that you can smell, what are the 2 things that you can taste, what is 1 thing. By the way, taste is actually 1, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. Yes.
So these are skills that you give to the students.
Yes.
Do you give the skills as they come in, or do you wait until they are struggling to say, okay, I'm struggling with the adjustment, with the academics, can you help me? Or is it something that you instill in each and every student, because you already have a hypothesis of what are the things that they're going to experience coming from where they come from?
Yes. So it's always before, right?
Yeah.
So in one-on-one sessions, it's always emphasized. But then what we always push to do is collective engagements that really unpack tools that they can carry as they step into this new world, right? So all these breathing exercises, mindfulness exercises, they are elaborated before they even step into university, because it is of utmost importance that they become equipped and they have these tools that they have in their disposal, that whenever they get to experience that anxiety attack, they are able to look into their toolbox and utilize the things that we have told them.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm glad that it's preventative, right?
It's preventative.
And so we spoke about those that are stressed about maintaining the high level of functioning, maintaining high results and stuff. But also, I remember when I went to Medunsa, which is a medical school, and even though I was doing BSc, there were 8 students that dropped out. All right. So they came from these places. They were excellent students, but they got consumed by the city, because now they can be like, oh, there is alcohol, now there are parties, now there are handsome guys and hot girls and, and the blinding lights. And so sometimes you'll find that those students who are coming from this backgrounds, are high performing, also get lost. Do you ever experience that, or you tend to experience the highly intellectual ones who are very focused and usually finish their studies?
We do experience that a lot, Doc. There are those students who are high performing.
Yes.
Hence, we say that, mental health is not the absence of a person doing well, right?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily. I'm not sure if I
an
actually
absence of illness.
Of illness.
Yes.
It's not the absence of illness.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily that if you are a person who is high performing, then you cannot experience some challenges, right?
Yeah.
So we always foster that you are now high performing. How do you then maintain? How do you then cultivate that to be something that is building momentum, because we are not only looking at students that are struggling, or students that are not, able to adjust in this university. We are also looking at those that are able, we see them that, okay, when you submit your results, there's no, I would say, thing that indicates that you are struggling.
Yes.
But then we also are very intentional in just maintaining that momentum of you are doing well. How can we then really just ensure that there's this building up and it does not drop, right? Of which platforms like Dance to Express offered most importance in that, letting students know that you do not have to wait until you are not okay before you reach out. It is okay to actually tap into these mindful, practices in order for you to maintain your functioning, in order for you to maintain your good performance in your academics.
Great. And so I think that, the companies that you are affiliated with in your the company that you're working with now, appreciate that this ongoing student support is actually good, as it probably results in the students that they are funding to complete their studies, right? And so I just wanted to comment that I feel I'm appreciative that there are people out there who sees that, it's not that you are not intelligent enough. There are things that are happening in your life.
Absolutely.
All right. You're also growing. All right. And you're starting to see the world in a different light. Most of my clients who were teenagers and now they just turned 18 and 19, they're like, I hate being an adult.
Sure.
It's hard because now I have to make all the decisions and it's not something that I was capable of. And so I just appreciate the fact that you are saying, come, we will help support you so we can prevent, certain things from happening. And so one of the things that we spoke about with the dance studio, right?
Yes.
Because you're saying it's more to provide a supportive environment.
Correct.
Because also what I'm thinking of now as I'm talking to you is how this highly intellectual people usually have a low EQ. They struggle socially. Like you, they just want to zone in and neglect other areas of their life, whether it's socializing, financial management. They just academics. They are nerds,
Yes.
and then they become sometimes socially irrelevant. And so what are the supportive environments that you as a social worker, as an individual, or as part of the company, you are providing to the students outside of academic support?
Yes. So some of the supportive environments that we render to our students are camps, right?
Okay.
We have summer seminar and winter seminar camps. We recently had one, last week. I was participating in one last week. So in these camps, we really just promote, lifelong learning and personal development.
Yeah.
We have different programs such as Find Your Voice, such as Valued Citizens. So these programs really just cultivate and develop students beyond academic excellence. We really try to emphasize that it is not just only about getting that qualification, about getting that paper. It is of utmost importance for you to build the soft skills, right? And how do you then build those soft skills? By being in the arena where you interact with people, where you harness and hone your social skills, right? So in these camps, we are very intentional to cultivate and harness the social skills of our students. So that is one of the things that we do, that we are very, big on. We have them every year. We are even planning to even integrate the spring seminar now. So we're going to have the summer, winter, and the spring seminar. So in order just to keep that momentum and to keep fostering the importance of holistic development and not only academic excellence.
Wow, that's beautiful. And so are this supportive environment only exclusively available for the students affiliated to their company, or is it open to every tertiary institution? I just want my viewers who are in university to know if they wanted to be part of this or to benefit from the initiatives that your company is providing and how to access them.
Yes. Thank you, Doc, for that question. So they are only focused for students that are within our bursary. It's only for the beneficiaries, our beneficiaries.
Okay, I get
so
you.
In order for you to benefit from these supportive environments that we render to our students, then it means that you would have to apply, to study trust, and then a bursary would of course retain you, and then that's how you can get to benefit from all the programs that we have for our students.
That is beautiful. But the thing is also for the students who are outside of the organization that she works at, when you are in institution, most of the institutions have mental health support. And so if you are struggling with any mental health concerns, please reach out to the registrars at the schools. They will be able to direct you to the proper people to help you so that you can be able to complete your studies. And sometimes in record time, and sometimes it might be 2 years later, but hey, as long as you complete it. So get whatever support that you can get. So I'm going to ask the two last questions, right? And so if you could speak to a young person, a young student who is battling with mental illness or just the pressures of maintaining the high level of performance, the pressure of going back to my community and change the status quo, break the generational curses, be the one that my ancestors has dreamt about, all this caption that we see on social media. What would you say to them to help them stay on course?
Sure. That's a beautiful question.
Thank you.
I would say that be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Understand that this journey is about progress and not perfection. The most important thing is that you are in the arena. You are pursuing your dream. Sometimes I know that we have goals of wanting to reach this dream in a certain time frame.
Yes.
But always realize that I am in the arena, even when I get to encounter battles and struggles.
Yeah.
What stands is that I am in the arena. So just be kind to yourself. Reach out. There is help. There is support. Do not be afraid to ask for help. The most important thing is for you to realize that you can never do this alone. You are not alone.
Yeah.
And you can never do this walk alone. That's why I encourage you to reach out, even for those of you that are not within the Study Trust Bursary.
Yes.
To your institutions.
Yeah.
There are so many units of support. I know at Verts, there's CCDU,
Yes.
there's ADU. Those platforms are always open with their doors to welcome you, to support you in your academic journeys. So there is help and there is hope.
Yes.
Be kind to yourself and reach out when you need help.
I would not have said it better. I love it. And I love how it almost made you emotional in the beginning, because that is the reality for most of us students.
Sure.
So the students are sent to the universities also by the parents, by the mentors, by the adults in their lives who have expectations. And so what advice would you give to the adults in the students' life on how they can provide support and not push them? Because I remember myself, I failed for the first time in university. My first test, I flunked badly, and it was a shock to my system because I never really failed so much, or I don't remember failing a test, and so it was hard and it was embarrassing, and I didn't even want to tell my parents because I thought they'll just think I'm just jolling around in university. So sometimes when students are struggling, and sometimes it's just purely from adjustments, okay, and it can affect their academics to a point where even a high-performing student can sometimes get lower than accepted marks and fail a test or an exam, and the family is usually not very supportive. So what advice can we give to parents or mentors or even funders, on how to continually support those that are really struggling to find their feet in the big world?
Yes, sure. With this one, unconditional positive regard, this is let your child know that even if you don't come with that 95% that I know you are capable of, you are still welcome, you are still accepted, you are still capable. That there is such pressure that some parents give their children, that even when you are, struggling as a student, you are not focused on bettering this that you are struggling with, but then you are thinking about what will mom say, what will dad say, those should be the last thoughts in a student's mind when they are struggling. That the first thing when they are encountering battles and difficulties, they should say, let me call mama. I know that she will speak life. I know that she will encourage me to press forward. Let it not be that the students are so afraid to call home because they know that that is the place where they will get rejected if they say that I have failed this test. So just really having that openness and having that unconditional positive regard to assure your child that whatever may come along the path, I am here to support you. And, I do understand that, a lot of students are firsts in their families. And parents might not know how to fully support the
Yes.
students because they have never walked the journey, right? But you don't necessarily have to walk the journey in order to show kindness,
Yeah.
in order to show love, in order to show care and support the child, you know? So it's that for me. At the heart of it, always assure your child who's at university that you can come to me for whatever thing that you experience there. And even if you don't do well, know that I am here to support you. Yeah.
My angel, I can see why you say social work chose you. I can see. I'm glad Lord didn't choose you, because we need your caring voices, because we could speak about a lot of challenges. Some of them don't even have the parents. And so I believe you're not only just a professional who's offering professional service, but I think the students that you are looking after or mentoring also see you as the big sister that they can come to. And I really want to commend you for the work that you are doing. In closing, is there anything in your heart that you want to say to the audience, whether it's a parent, whether it's a high school student who's aspiring to study but afraid, or an adult who has worked hard and they are stuck with unemployment because of the high unemployment rate? Whichever audience you want to target, can you just say something to encourage them as we close?
Thank you, Doc. So I want to start first with learners, with learners in high school. I want to encourage you to say that, possibilities are endless. Possibilities are endless. Do not be hard on yourself. I know that, right now we are approaching, that season of writing prelims for matric. And you will see some of your friends getting letters of sponsors being accepted. And maybe you're one of those that, you have not yet received your letter and you are struggling. I want you to know that this path is not linear.
Sure.
It is not linear. There are so many possibilities for you. So don't fixate your mind to that which is not working for you. Look at other avenues that you can tap into, because truly, this journey is not limited to one pathway. It is not limited to one direction. There's so many that you can tap into. As I initially said, possibilities are endless. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. I would go on and on and on. I really, really enjoyed this. And I really believe that it's going to help, especially the young people and the emerging adults, all right? Those that are no longer considered legally young, but they are not fully adults as well. We know the 18 to 25 that are still finding their feet in the big world. And I really believe that this will anchor them. And so it was really a pleasure having you here. And I commend you for your passion, and keep shining and keep loving. And I think we will have you again very soon.
Thank you so much, Doc. This was absolutely phenomenal. As you know, I did not come here by maybe getting the first call, but I was recommended by a friend.
Yes.
So I do believe that, I had to be here, given just the connection that has been forged, not only with you, but then even with the person that on the other curtain. So thank you
who's
so
doing
much.
The makeup?
Yes, who's doing the makeup. So thank you so much. This was, a pleasure to be here in this platform. And I just want to say to you, thank you for caring about the things that matter. This is very, very, very important. Mental health is a big thing, and we need more voices around this so that we can dismantle the stigma, so that we can raise more awareness about this. So thank you, Doc, for caring about the work that matters.
I really, really appreciate that. That was so validating. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you really learned something. I hope you feel better. I hope you have hope to rise up and face the challenges that were intimidating you. If this doesn't make you better, I don't know what else I can do for you. I'm kidding. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you find this very helpful, please don't forget to share it with your loved ones, your friends, your colleagues, whether or not you think somebody needs to hear this because they're making your life a living hell. Whatever the purpose would be, just keep sharing, and please subscribe so that we can keep growing our mental health community. We'll see you soon. Till then, love your mind.